All right.
Okay, cool. The reason why us intervening in Syria and the reason why it's so relevant is because the fact is there are 250,000 people that have died, and that number is growing. About 128 killed in gunfire and blasts by ISIS during the France attacks, and that's another attack. One that's on us as well, and one that we can experience on our shoulders. Now, what we've done to help the SDF, the Syrian Democratic Forces, we've given them 50 tons of ammo. We've done these ammunition drops, these weapon drops, and we've even helped them in airstrikes. Recently, helping them conquer Sinjar with our airstrikes. We were a major benefit in that battle. So we do have an effectiveness in combat against ISIS. John McCain has actually called for 10,000 troops. He says we should send 10,000 U.S. ground troops to crush ISIS, to take care of the ISIS issue in general. And that would help significantly control the situation, and it would help back up the SDF, give them more prowess in battle. And lastly, John McCain, he also advises as to establish a no-fly zone over Syrian population. Okay, well, regardless, so the Obama administration, they have recently pulled back on a $500 million funding training for SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces, and I would say that we need to reinstall that. We need to put that back into effect. We need to equip them, we need to train them. We need to continue what we're doing and more. We need to give them, backup in battle. 10,000 troops would help significantly, like John McCain stated, and we can do that. It's very practical. We have about 1,400,000 active personnel on the front line, 1,100,000 in reserve. We can do it. 10,000 is not a big number, and for them fighting for this country, they're not fighting for Syria only. They're going to be fighting for us and the Western world. ISIS is a major threat. It's a threat that we need to take care of immediately. The president has recently spoke with Russia and France about strategic airstrikes that we're planning to do, and that's partly how we won Sinjar. That's partly how we're defeating ISIS, the ISIS threat. We need to continue this trend. Let's see. And a point Izzy brought earlier about the barrels of the oil production. ISIS makes about $1 to $3 million from their oil production. And what we've done because of our activity in destroying their oil refineries with airstrikes, we've reduced their 70,000 barrel per day of oil, right? That they make $1 to $3 million off of, to 20,000 barrels. We've reduced them significantly in the past couple of months. And another thing to note is that they rely so heavily on their oil, like for heat generators, for their bakeries, their agricultural structures, for their military vehicles. Destroying their oil refineries would significantly weaken them even more so. So it's very possible we can do that. The disadvantages, of course, for not doing this is that if we do nothing about the Syrian crisis, the number of refugees will grow. And more than half of Syrians people, 22 million, have already fled the country. Losing to Syria also is that ISIS may cause a domino effect. We already know, according to Joshua Landis, director of the Middle East Studies at Oklahoma University, he said that ISIS's declaration of the caliphate caused a domino effect. And there's a big scramble for northern Syria, which means militias have gone to war with each other. This is creating an effect that can spread. The ISIS epidemic will grow if we do nothing about it. And lastly, is if we let ISIS to continue to run wild, they may rise a lot bigger than what they are today. Director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Matthew Olson, said, if ISIS is left unchecked, they will turn their sights on us, on you and me. So we need to take care of this threat, or else we're going to face a bigger threat in the future. Thank you.